Hey guys, this is day 3, multiplying whole numbers. So you'll notice on this sheet that there are two types of multiplication problems. We have our 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication, and then at the bottom we have our 4-digit by 1-digit multiplication. So what I'm going to do is show you a few examples of each. I am going to tell you that I want you to use area model. I know some of y'all can use the standard algorithm, but we still want to practice area model in case you're asked a question to show it. So we're going to start off with number 1, 18 times 23. So since we have 4 digits, that means that we need 4 boxes. So I'm going to draw my box. And I have 4 boxes. So remember, we want to split apart 18. Well, how can we split 18 into tens and ones? Well, I know 18 has 1 10, which is 10, plus 8 ones. And remember, what you do to the top, you also need to do to the bottom. So this would be 10 plus 8. Now we need to break apart 23. Well, how can we break apart 23 into tens and ones? 23 has 2 tens, so that would be 20 plus 3 ones. What you do to one side, you must do to the other. Now we're ready to multiply each corner to find our partial products. So I'm going to draw a line on each corner so that I know what I'm multiplying. So if you remember your zeros trick, this is very simple. All you do is eliminate those zeros at first. So 2 times 1, we know is 2. And then we put those zeros back. We have 1, 2 zeros. So 20 times 10 is 200. 8 times 2 is 16. And we have 1 0, so we put that at the end. So 8 times 20 is 160. We know that 3 times 10 is 30. And 8 times 3 is 24. And guys, if you're struggling with your multiplication facts, now is a good time to really spend some of your extra time that you have at home on reflex and get those math facts practiced. All right, so now that we have our 4 partial products, remember we have to add each of these up. So I like to start off with the larger one, 200 plus 160 plus 30 plus 24. We're going to add those up. 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 4. 0 plus 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 2 more is 11. And 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. So our answer is 414. And I'm just going to box that in so that it doesn't get mixed up with all this other work. Now you'll notice there's some room on here, but there's not much. So again, I pulled another piece of computer paper to help write out these problems. So I'm going to do that for problem 6. So let's do 67 times 64. So again, we have 4 digits, which means over here, I need to have 4 boxes. And this also gives you more room to work out so that you're not writing super tiny. All right, let's break apart 67. Well, I know 67 can be broken into 60 plus 7. What you do to the top, you also need to do to the bottom. And then 64, I know, can be broken into 60 plus 4. What you do to one side, you need to do to the other. All right, so now we're going to multiply those corners just like we did before so that we can get those partial products. So I'm just going to connect each corner so I know what I'm multiplying. So again, we can eliminate these zeros to help the multiplication be a little bit easier. 6 times 6 is 36. And then we have 1, 2 zeros. 7 times 6 is 42. And we have 1 0. 4 times 6 is 24. And we have 1 0. And then 7 times 4 is 28. So again, if you're struggling with those math facts, get on Reflex, guys. That really helps. And it helps with division too. All right. Now we're going to take our partial products and add them up. So again, I'm going to start off with the larger number just because I think it's easier. So 3,600. Then we have 420. Then we have 240. And we have 28. Oops, sorry, y'all couldn't see that. And I'm going to add those up. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 8 is 8. 2 plus 4 is 6. And 6 plus 2 is 8. 6 plus 4 is 10. Plus 2 more is 12. Remember to put that 2 down and carry that 1. And then 3 plus 1 is 4. So our answer is 4,288. And what I'm going to do over here is I'm just going to write that in. 4,288. All right. Now let's practice our 4x1. So most of y'all can do this without using an area model, but I'm going to show y'all or review how to do the area model for 4x1s, but most of y'all can do the standard algorithm for this. So I'm going to show the area model first. So we'll do 2,682 times 3. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 digits by 1 digit. So in your area model, you're going to need to have 4 boxes. And we're going to break apart 2,682. So in 2,682, I have 2,000 plus I have 600s plus I have 8 tens, which is 80, plus 2 ones. And I'm multiplying that by 3. So on this side, I'm going to put a 3. And you can also put it on this side too, if you would like. I think with these, it's easier just to keep it on 1. So we're still going to multiply each corner. So I'm going to be drawing a line to connect each corner. And even though I don't have a 3 here, whenever I draw this line, I know that I'm connecting it to this 3 over here. And this one is still being multiplied by this 3. And this one is still being multiplied by this 3. Just didn't want y'all to get confused. Sometimes it's too much in those boxes. All right, so let's multiply to get those partial products. So we have 3 times 2, which is 6. And we have 1, 2, 3 zeros. So we have 6,000. Then we have 3 times 6, which we know is 18. And we have 1, 2 zeros. And that's 1,800. Then we have 3 times 8, which is 24. And 1 0, so 240. And then 3 times 2, which is 6. So now that we have all of our partial products, we can add those up. 6,000, 1,800, 240, and 6. And guys, another thing that's super important, make sure that when you add up your partial products that you pay attention to lining up each place value. You don't want to have your numbers the wrong place value under a different place value. It will mess up your whole answer. All right, 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 6 is 6. 0 plus 0 plus 4 is 4. 8 plus 2 is 10. So we put our 0 and we have to carry our 1. 1 plus 6 is 7, plus 1 more is 8. So our answer is 8,046. And so over here, I'm going to write that in, 8,046. All right. Now, like I said, most of y'all are going to be able to do the 4-digit by 1-digit multiplication using standard algorithm. So just to quickly review over that, what you're going to do is multiply this 2 by each place value. So first we're going to say 2 times 1. Well, what is 2 times 1? 2. Then we move to our next place value. 2 times 1 again. We know that 2 times 1 is 2. Then we're going to move to our next place value. 2 times 0, we know is 0. Be careful, guys, because some of y'all still want to put 2 here. Anything that's multiplied by 0 is always 0. And then we're going to multiply by our last place value. 2 times 3, which is 6. So our answer is 6,022. So let me show you another one where there's some regrouping. So let's look at number 4. In number 4, we're going to multiply the 4 by each place value. So the first one we're going to multiply is 4 times 6. Well, 4 times 6 is 24, but we can't write 24 down at the bottom. It's just like addition. We're going to put that 1 here, the ones down, and we're going to add the 10s to the top. So plus 2. So then when we go to multiply, we'll multiply 4 times 2, which is 8. And you'll notice I put plus 2 here because we're not multiplying 8 times 2. We're going to add 8 plus 2, which is 10. So we'll put our 0, and we'll add our 1. So next we'll do 4 times 3, which is 12. And then 12 plus 1 is 13. So we'll put our 3, we'll add our 1. And then lastly, we'll do 4 times 1, which is 4, plus 1 more is 5. All right, guys, so remember for the 2-digit by 2-digit, I want you to do area model. Everybody needs to practice in it because it's not something that you want to forget. Now, later, if you want to practice doing the standard algorithm with multiplication, you're more than welcome to. But for now, do area model. And that's it.